Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. Docker Masterclass, Episode 4 of 18. The entire operating environment for your complex application can be expressed in just 10 lines of plain text. You hand a single file to a build system, and out comes a perfectly configured system ready to run anywhere. This is the Dockerfile blueprint. A Dockerfile is a text document containing all the commands a user could call on the command line to assemble an image. The format is simple. Each line starts with an instruction, written in uppercase by convention, followed by the arguments for that instruction. Docker reads this file line by line from top to bottom. Every valid Dockerfile must start with a foundation. You define this using the from instruction. If you write from Ubuntu, Docker pulls the official Ubuntu image and uses it as the starting point. Every subsequent line in your file will modify this base environment. Once your base is set, you usually need to install dependencies. You do this using the run instruction. The run instruction executes any command inside the current image and commits the result. If you write run apt-get update followed by your package installation commands, Docker starts up the environment, runs the package manager, installs the software, and saves the new state. Next, you need your actual application. An operating system with installed dependencies is useless without your code. The copy instruction handles this. You provide a source path from your local workspace and a destination path inside the image. Docker takes your files and copies them directly into the container file system. Building the image is only the first phase. You also have to tell Docker what application to launch when a container starts up. You define this default behavior using either the cmd or entry point instruction. Here is the key insight. There are two distinct ways to format these execution instructions, and mixing them up causes subtle bugs. The first approach is the shell form. You write the instruction followed by the command exactly as you would type it in a terminal. When Docker sees this, it wraps your command in a shell, executing it via bin/sh. This is convenient because environment variables expand automatically. However, the shell process sits between Docker and your application. If Docker sends a signal to gracefully stop the container, the shell catches it and your application never receives it, leading to forced terminations. The second approach is the exec form. This is written as a JSON array. You format it with brackets, providing the executable as the first string and its arguments as the subsequent strings. When you use the exec form, Docker bypasses the shell entirely. It runs your executable directly. Your application becomes process ID 1 inside the container. This guarantees that system signals pass directly to your application, ensuring smooth and predictable shutdowns. If you want a stable production container, always use the exec form for your final commands so your application controls its own lifecycle. That is all for this one. Thanks for listening and keep building.